Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to show you what I eat in a day as a stay-at-home mom. I think I'm going to start off with a little smoothie action, and then I also need to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. I'm going to do something in the crock pot, so I need to figure that out. And I'm also going to the grocery store today, so I'm going to show you a little bit of what we are getting at the grocery store. It shouldn't be too much stuff. We're pretty stocked up right now, but I'll show you that, and I'm going to get my smoothie started and then figure out what I'm actually eating for breakfast. My smoothies are usually just fruit, yogurt, and water. I pretty much always use frozen fruit, and I just start off with a banana and then add my frozen fruit, and then I get my yogurt in there, and then I add water until I get the right consistency. I would like to use some type of like supplements and stuff, supplement powder in my smoothies, but that just isn't really in the budget right now. I would rather use a blender for this, but I love how the immersion blender is just smaller and it's not as much space, doesn't take as much space on the counter. So that's why I pretty much always use my immersion blender. I could store a blender, but then I'd have to get a big appliance out every time I make a smoothie or anything. So I just use my immersion blender. I know it's only 9:30 and I'm eating veggie straws, but that's what I'm doing right now because Michael and I are launching a baby store in like a month or two. So we have a bunch of stuff to do. So I have some work I gotta get done, and I don't really have time to make breakfast this morning. So I just had my smoothie, and now I'm just having a little snack while Peter takes a nap and I work. I was just about to eat lunch, but then I was like, well, I'll just have a snack. So I'm eating this Luna bar. Mostly I'm eating because I need to get through this grocery trip that we are about to take. You definitely have to eat more calories when you're breastfeeding, so that's why it probably seems like I'm eating a lot of snacks today, but just getting through. All right, wanted to show you guys real quick what I got at the grocery store. I did get some parchment paper. I don't usually get these pre-cut sheets, but they were cheaper than the other kind, so I got those. Got some mushrooms for various things. These raspberries were on sale. We usually just eat those as snacks. And then I got 5 bags of shredded cheese, some different kinds, Colby Jack, mozzarella, Monterey Jack. So those were a good deal, so that's why I got those. I get eggs every week. Salami, I usually do get salami every week or every other week because we do eat it for lunch quite a bit. And then I also always get bacon. We go through like 1 pack of bacon a week. I just usually get the cheapest kind. This kind was actually cheaper than the Kroger brand, which was surprising. We were out of lime juice, so I got that. Favorite bread that we always eat. Yogurt for breakfast or for smoothies. Some goat cheese for the quiche that I'm gonna make tonight. Hopefully I don't use all of this in the quiche because I wanna have some left over and I don't wanna have used up all this expensive cheese for one meal. And then I got 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I usually just use those in soups. And also some bananas. We still have a couple of bananas from last week's grocery trip, so I just got 3. And of course, I actually got 2 gallons of milk as well. I pretty much drink milk with every single meal. I feel like not a lot of families do that anymore, but I do that, and Michael will also have it pretty much every evening when we have supper. It's time for me to eat some lunch, so I decided I'm gonna have a salami sandwich, and then I'm gonna roast this sweet potato, and then I'll have some raspberries on the side. It is 1:41 and I'm finally eating lunch, so I'm definitely grateful for that. So for supper, I actually decided I'm going to make a quiche. I think quiche is pretty easy actually. You just have to think about making the pie crust. So I'm going to make the pie crust right now so that it's ready for tonight. I'm just doing a single pie crust. The recipe I usually use is a double pie crust, but I'm just going to do a single for now. So this is 1 1/4 cup flour. I'm not going to add any sugar to this time since I'm making a quiche. I'm not making a fruit pie or a dessert pie. And then I'm just going to cut in the butter. This is just 1 stick of butter. Quiche is such a good way to use up any vegetables that you have. I feel like pretty much any vegetables can go in a quiche. And then I usually add bacon or sausage in. That's the other thing with quiche, is that you do have to make the meat. So it's not like the most simple dinner you can make, but I think it's pretty easy because you can just throw in whatever you have. Okay, this is cold water. Make sure you use cold water if you're making pie crust. The flour will soak up some water while it's being refrigerated, so I'm not really worried about all the dry stuff down here. I think it'll be fine. So I'm just gonna wrap this in cling wrap and refrigerate it until I need it. All right, this is going in the fridge. A cold has been going around our family, my extended family, so I wanted to take some vitamin C, but I don't have any in pill form. But this orange juice has a pretty good amount of vitamin C in it, so I'm gonna drink this, and this will pretty much be like my afternoon snack. So my crust right now for the quiche is in the oven baking. I'm going to get started on the filling for the quiche. So far I have 7 eggs in here, and I'm gonna whisk in some heavy cream with that. I'm gonna use quite a bit of heavy cream. Might as well just finish it off. These are just all vegetables that I had in my refrigerator. That's why I love quiche so much, because you just use whatever you have. So these are banana peppers, a really small jalapeno. This is half of a sweet potato that's already cooked. Some mushrooms. This is actually only 2 mushrooms. And then some onions. I chopped the onions pretty fine because I want them to actually be able to cook. I was afraid if I chopped them too big, then they wouldn't actually cook when they're in the oven. So I'm gonna add those in. And then I also have some breakfast sausage. We got this sausage from a local hog farmer. So we got it locally and then just had it butchered in whatever cuts we wanted, and we did end up getting quite a bit of sausage because we use that pretty often. I'm gonna add some goat cheese next. You can pretty much put whatever type of cheese you want in quiche, but I do love me some goat cheese. Lastly, I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper. I'm also really excited to use this recipe whenever Peter is old enough to eat salads, because if I just omit the salt, he can eat this. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and take care.